Debarim, or Deuteronomy 1 through 2. These are the words which Moshe spoke to all Israel beyond the Jordan in the wilderness, in the desert plain opposite Suf, between Paran and Tophel, and Laban, and Hatzeroth, and Di-Zaeb, 11 days' journey from Horeb by way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. And it came to be in the 40th year, in the 11th new moon, on the first day of the new moon, that Moshe spoke to all the children of Israel, according to all that Yahweh had commanded him concerning them, after he had stricken Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and Og, sovereign of Bashan, who dwelt at Ashtaroth in Edrei. Beyond the Jordan, in the land of Moab, Moshe undertook to declare this Torah, saying, Yahweh our Elohim spoke to us in Horeb, saying, You've dwelt long enough at this mountain. Turn and set out on your way and go into the mountains of the Amorites and to all the neighboring places in the desert plain, in the mountains and in the low country, and in the Negev and on the sea coast, to the land of the Canaanites and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. See, I've set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which Yahweh swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Yaakov, to give them and their seed after them. And I spoke to you at that time, saying, I'm unable to bear you by myself. Yahweh, your Elohim, has increased you, and see, you are today as numerous as the stars of heavens. Yahweh, Elohim of your fathers, is going to add to you 1,000 times more than you are, and bless you as he has spoken to you. How do I bear your pressure and your burden and your strife? By myself. Choose men, wise and understanding, and known to your tribes, and let me appoint them as your heads. And you answered me and said, The word which you have spoken to us to do is good. And I took the heads of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, leaders of thousands, and leaders of hundreds, and leaders of 50s, and leaders of 10s, and officers for your tribes. And I commanded your judges at that time, saying, When hearing between your brothers, judge righteously between a man and his brother, or the sojourner who is with him. Do not show partiality in right ruling. Hear the small as well as the great. Do not be afraid of anyone's face, for the righteous ruling belongs to Elohim. And the case which is too hard for you, bring to me, and I shall hear it. And I commanded you at that time all the words which you should do. Then we set out from Horeb and went through all of that great and awesome wilderness which you saw on the way to the mountains of the Amorites, as Yahweh our Elohim commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I said to you, You've come to the mountains of the Amorites, which Yahweh our Elohim is giving us. See, Yahweh your Elohim has set the land before you. Go up and possess it. As Yahweh Elohim of your fathers has spoken to you, do not fear nor be discouraged. And all of you came near to me and said, Let us send men before us, and let them search out the land for us, and bring back word to us of the way by which we should go up, and of the cities into which we would come. And the matter was good in my eyes. So I took 12 of your men, 1 man from each tribe, and they turned and went up into the mountains and came to the Wadi Eshcol and spied it out. And they took some of the fruit of the land in their hands and brought it down to us, And they brought back word to us, saying, the land which Yahweh our Elohim is giving us is good, but you would not go up, and rebelled against the mouth of Yahweh your Elohim, and grumbled in your tents, and said, because Yahweh was hating us, he has brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim to give us into the hand of the Amorites to destroy us. Where are we going to go? Our brothers have made our hearts melt, saying, the people are greater and taller than we, and the cities are great and walled up to the heavens. And we saw the sons of the Anakim there too. Then I said to you, have no dread or fear of them. Yahweh your Elohim, who is going before you, he does fight for you, according to all he did for you in Mitzrayim before your eyes, and in the wilderness, where you saw how Yahweh your Elohim has borne you as a man bears his son, in all the way that you went until you came to this place. Yet in this matter, you're putting no trust in Yahweh your Elohim, who's going before you in the way to seek out a place for you to pitch your tents, to show you the way you should go, in fire by night and in a cloud by day. And Yahweh heard the voice of your words and was wroth, and took an oath, saying, not one of these men of this evil generation shall see the good land of which I swore to give your fathers, except Caleb, son of Jephunneh. He shall see it, and to him and his children I give the land on which he walked, because he followed Yahweh completely. And Yahweh was enraged with me for your sake, saying, you do not go in there either. Yehoshua, the son of Nun, who stands before you, he shall go in there. Strengthen him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit. And your little ones and your children, who you say are for prey, who today have no knowledge of good and evil, they're going in there. And to them I give it, and they are to possess it. But you, turn and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Sea of Reeds. Then you answered and said to me, we've sinned against Yahweh. We ourselves are going up, and we shall fight as Yahweh our Elohim commanded us. And when each one of you had girded on his battle gear, you were ready to go up into the mountain. And Yahweh said to me, say to them, do not go up to fight, for I'm not in your midst, lest you be smitten before your enemies. So I spoke to you, but you would not listen, and rebelled against the mouth of Yahweh, and acted proudly, and went up into the mountains. Then the Amorites who dwelled in that mountain came out against you, and chased you as bees do, and drove you back from Seir to Hormah. And you returned, and wept before Yahweh. But Yahweh would not listen to your voice, nor give ear to you. So you dwelt in Kadesh many days, according to the days that you dwelt. Chapter 2. Then we turned and set out into the wilderness, the way of the Sea of Reeds, as Yahweh spoke to me. And we went round Mount Seir many days. And Yahweh spoke to me, saying, you've gone around this mountain long enough, turn northward, and command the people, saying, you're about to pass over into the border of your brothers, the descendants of Esau, who live in Seir, and they're afraid of you. So be on your guard. Do not strive with them, for I do not give you any of their land. Nope, not so much as 1 footstep, because I've given Mount Seir to Esau as a possession. What food you buy from them, with silver you shall eat. And also, What water you buy from them with silver you shall drink. For Yahweh your Elohim has blessed you in all the work of your hand. He's known your wandering through this great wilderness. These 40 years, Yahweh your Elohim has been with you. You've not lacked in any matter. And when we passed beyond our brothers, the descendants of Esau, who dwell in Seir, away from the way of the desert plain, away from Elath and Etzion, Gibor, we turned and passed over by way of the wilderness of Moab. And Yahweh said to me, do not distress Moab, nor stir yourself up against them in battle, for I do not give you any of their land as a possession, because I have given Er to the descendants of Lot as a possession. The Emites had dwelt there formerly, a people as great and numerous and tall as the Anakim. They were also reckoned as the Rephaites, like the Anakim, but the Moabites called them Emites. And the Horites formerly dwelt in Seir, but the descendants of Esau dispossessed them and destroyed them from before them and dwelt in their place, as Israel did to the land of their possession, which Yahweh gave them. Now, rise up and pass over the Wadi Zered. So we passed over the Wadi Zered, and the time we took to come from Kadesh Barnea until we passed over the Wadi Zered was 38 years, until all the generation of the men of battle was consumed from the midst of the camp, as Yahweh had sworn to them. And also, the hand of Yahweh was against them to destroy them from the midst of the camp until they were consumed. And it came to be, when all the men of the battle had finally perished from among the people, that Yahweh spoke to me, saying, this day you're to pass over at Ar, the boundary of Moab. And when you come near the children of Ammon, do not distress them, nor stir yourself up against them, for I do not give you any of the land of the children of Ammon as a possession, because I have given it to the descendants of Lot as a possession. That was also reckoned as a land of Rephaites. Rephaites formerly dwelt there, but the Ammonites called them Zamzummim, a people as great and numerous and tall as the Anakim. But Yahweh destroyed them before them, and they dispossessed them and dwelt in their place, as he had done for the descendants of Esau who dwelt in Seir, when he destroyed the Horites from before them. They dispossessed them and dwelt in their place, even to this day. And the Awim who dwelt in the villages as far as Azah, the Caphtorim who came from Caphtar, destroyed them and dwelt in their place. Arise, set out, and pass over the Wadi Ammon. See, I've given into your hand Sihon, the Amorite, sovereign of Heshbon, and his land. Begin to possess it and stir up yourself against him in battle. This day I begin to put dread and fear of you upon the peoples under all the heavens, who, when they hear report of you, shall tremble and shake because of you. Then I sent messengers from the wilderness of Kedemoth to Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, with words of peace, saying, let me pass over through your land on the highway. I shall go on the highway and neither turn to the right nor the left. What food you sell me for silver I'll eat, and what water you give me for silver I shall drink. Only let me pass over on foot, as the descendants of Esau who dwell in Seir and the Moabites who dwell in Ar did for me, until I pass over the yard into the land Yehovah our Elohim is giving us. But Sihon, sovereign of Heshbon, would not let us pass over, for Yehovah your Elohim hardened his spirit and strengthened his heart to give him into your hand, as it is this day. And Yehovah said to me, See, I've begun to give Sihon and his land over to you. Begin to possess in order to possess his land. And Sihon and all his people came out against us to fight at Yahatz. And Yehovah our Elohim gave him over to us, so we struck him and his sons and all his people, and we took all his cities at that time. And we put the men, women, and little ones of every city under the ban. We left none remaining. Only the livestock we took as plunder for ourselves, and the spoil of the cities which we captured. From Aroer, which is on the edge of the Wadi Arnon, and the city that is by the Wadi as far as Gilad, there was not one city too high for us. Yehovah our Elohim gave all to us. Only you did not go near the land of the children of the Ammon, anywhere along the Wadi Yabak, or to the cities of the mountains, or anywhere as Yehovah our Elohim commanded us.